Okay, I'm going to. Right, we are not now live, but we will only start out of respect for people who arrive on time.
Sure.
In 2 minutes, I think, or 3. We have 2 or 3 minutes. So it's exciting to have this UMAC Award at this time, where we are in Hong Kong, then Tokyo, then Bogotá. I mean, it's the first time ever, I think, that we don't have Europeans, which is, I love it. Not that I, of course, but it shows that UMAC is expanding and there's more people applying from other countries, other than Denmark, for example. Right, who won already twice. It's like football, huh? Denmark once 2-0. It's like football, but it's so nice, this thing of Hong Kong and then Tokyo and then Bogota and then on Sunday, 18th September, we will know. So it's exciting. Don't you find it exciting, Akiko?
Of course. It's all because of the pandemic that we could go online, experiment so many things. And it's working, I think.
No, and it really has triggered the creativity of university museums. The pandemic, because we were there, all alone, trying to reconnect with our audiences, and there's many UMAC Award candidates that suggest alternatives to connect with.
It's just the time difference that you have
to Is it time to start?
No.
Yeah,
I was talking
start.
about the time difference.
Oh yeah. No, I love this. It's magic, consider our grandfathers, grandmothers, they absolutely, how could you be talking to Tokyo? It's just, we sometimes lose the notion of how fast these things
It used to take months.
Went. Yeah, it's crazy. Right, I think we're going to start. Welcome everyone to the second episode of the finalist series of the UMAC Award 2022, and today we are in Tokyo, as you already noticed if you started watching the video 2 or 3 minutes ago. We are in Tokyo twice because we are in Tokyo with our chair of the UMAC Committee Award, Akiko Fukuno. Thank you so much for being here. And we are also in Tokyo because this year one of the finalists is from Tokyo, Japan, and it's the University Museum of Tokyo University. So thank you so much, Ayumi Terada, Akiko, and over to you, Akiko.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marta, and thank you everyone for joining us in this for this beautiful, wonderful session. We have Ayumi speaking about her wonderful project for the UMAC Award 2022. So we are all dying to hear your project. So you could just start your slides and start your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Akiko, and thank you, Marta. Good afternoon from Tokyo to all the UMAC members. I am Ayumi Terada of the University Museum, the University of Tokyo, Japan. My research fields are art and museum studies, and I'm interested in exploring something new ways of using university museum collections to enhance the significance of museums in contemporary society. So it is a great honor for us to be selected as one of the finalists of the UMAC Award 2022. We deeply thank you all for giving us to introduce our project today. So let me share the slide with you. Can you see the slides? So the project title is Orchid Blossom, Botanical Art Collections from the University of Tokyo. This project at the Intermediathèque consists of a special exhibition and a tie-in publication. They bring together a diverse range of illustrations of orchids created from the late 19th century to the present, along with the botanical research undertaken at the University of Tokyo. Accurately illustrated images of plants have scientific value. Artistic value can also be found in them. The project aimed to provide people a superb opportunity to appreciate the diversity of orchids, both aesthetically and scientifically. Before I talk about this project, I would like to give you a brief introduction of our organization and the Intermediathèque. The University Museum, the University of Tokyo, UMUT for short, was established in 1996, and UMUT collections are formed from various research fields of the University of Tokyo. Currently, UMUT runs 4 museums. The Intermediathèque, the lower left, opened in 2013 as a multidisciplinary museum of science and culture. UMUT is co-managing it as an industry-academia collaboration with Japan Post. I will show you some more pictures depicting unique activities at the Intermediathèque, where I work, and Orchids Blossom exhibition was held. The Intermediathèque is located in front of Tokyo Station, outside the confines of the university campus. The second and third floors of the former Tokyo Central Post Office were renovated into a museum for UMUT collections. The original 5-story building, which is representative of modernist architecture in Japan, was constructed in the 1930s. The design policy of the Intermediathèque that aims to utilize the heritage of UMUT collections in a new modern setting is one of the highlights of the exhibition. We have collected as many historical materials as possible. Even, for example, old wooden furniture, mainly of the Imperial University of Tokyo, around from the late 19th century to the early 20th century. We have produced new design for them so that they can serve new purposes. In other words, this is a redesigning process. So let me move on the topic of the Orchids Blossom project. This is an installation view of the special exhibition. As I already mentioned, this project focuses on a diverse range of illustrations of orchids created from the late 19th century to the present, along with the botanical research undertaken at the University of Tokyo. The highlights are the illustrations by Japanese artists in the late 19th century to the early 20th century. These have attracted attention as being early examples of botanical art in Japan that fully integrated Western techniques by pictorially reproducing a plant realistically. In addition to this historical heritage from when that art form was in its infancy, we also have contemporary illustrators' preliminary sketches for botanical artworks. These were donated to UMUT and are exhibited publicly for the first time. In addition to the original botanical illustrations, orchid specimens from the university's museum collection were shown. The orchid specimens introduced in this project form an indispensable resource for orchid research at the University of Tokyo, including plants collected at various places in Japan to build up basic research materials in the early days of the university. Related items like large 19th century orchid reference books published in the West old photographs, and plant pots that reflect people's tastes and how they have viewed orchids were also exhibited. They offer a multifaceted look at orchids from the perspectives of natural and cultural history. Why did we plan this project? There were mainly two reasons. The first was that we are currently conducting research on a newly discovered collection of botanical illustrations from the early days of our university in the late 19th century. The number of illustrations is about 1,000. If we finish all the research on them and then give back the results to the public, it will take much longer. That is why we organized this project that would keep people informed about our ongoing activities, and we decided to focus on orchids this time. Orchids are found across a wide range of locations in the world, and the orchid is said to be the family of flowering plants with the largest number of species. We thought that orchids are so interesting theme to show the diversity from the perspectives of natural and cultural history. The second reason was that the COVID-19 pandemic made it difficult to conduct joint projects with outside institutions, which made us think more about the significance of focusing on our own collections. Collections are the core of university museum activities. There are two characteristics of university museum collections that I find interesting. One is the diversity of genres. The other is that the history of the university and each research field can be seen through scientific specimens. The Orchids Blossom Project took advantage of exactly these two characteristics. Publication was even more important than usual for this project. We held the special exhibition at the Intermediathèque from June to September of 2021. For a certain period of time prior to the opening of its exhibition, a state of emergency due to the COVID-19 pandemic was declared in Tokyo. Museums, including the Intermediathèque, had been forced to temporarily close. Even during the exhibition, the government announced to stay at home if it was not essential or urgent due to the pandemic, and there were many people who could not come to see the exhibition. Today, as we continue to face the challenges of living through or after the coronavirus pandemic, the project includes a tie-in publication as a virtual exhibition without walls to bring the rich world of the orchids, natural and cultural history to a broader audience. We found a publishing partner and published 3,000 copies in May 2022. Next, I will briefly comment what the excellence of the Orchids Blossom Project is according to the criteria of the UMAC Award. The first is innovation, creativity. As a unique museum that integrates art and science operated in collaboration with UMUT and Japan Post, the Intermediathèque has been working to effectively utilize university collections and return their value to academia and the public. Since its opening in 2013, the Intermediathèque has collaborated with contemporary artists and fashion designers to identify new values in the university collection as design resources. This project is innovative because it cultivates people's literacy in enjoying the university collection from the viewpoint of art and science. We encourage people to participate in intellectual activities that enable viewers, readers of the exhibition and the book to appreciate them and acquire their own perspective on art and science. We hope to inspire them to move freely between the two viewpoints. This challenge is made possible by collaborating with experts in the fields of humanities and sciences, and our designs will appeal to people's intellectual curiosity. The second is transferability to other university museums and collections. This project has shed light on newly discovered old botanical illustrations found in the backyard of UMUT and in the collection of the botanical gardens at the University of Tokyo's Graduate School of Science, rarely exhibited to the public. The public would have never seen the plant pots lying in a tube shed at the botanical gardens had this project not been taken up. The University Museum collaborated with other departments to research and utilize the university collection, which is the core of the museum, especially when the movement of people and objects has been restricted due to the coronavirus pandemic. Thus, it represents a valuable model for other university museums, we think. In addition, the Intermediathèque operates as an admission-free facility and employs a spatial design without a division between permanent and special exhibitions. This allows visitors who come to see the special exhibition also enjoy the botanical specimens and natural history illustrations in the permanent collection galleries. This unique design is an innovative idea that other university museums can adopt. Thus, this special exhibition can be a catalyst for people to become interested in other university collections. The third is impact on the university, the community, or society at large. Although botanical illustration is a genre with many enthusiasts in public, fewer people understand its relationship to botanical research and how it has been produced along with scientific research activities. Therefore, this project, which features orchids, a popular plant with high appreciation value among flowers, presents the history of botanical illustration that developed along with botanical research in the university in an easy-to-understand manner. This has attracted the interest of many people and contributed to popularizing research activities in the university. In addition, the Intermediathèque has redesigned the old display cases, bookshelves, and desks that were once used in university libraries, specimen rooms, and laboratories. Many such display cases were used in this special exhibition, as well as old frames acquired from various departments on campus to display the botanical illustrations. This creates a visual effect, conveying the university's historicity to many people in terms of the time these objects have passed through. In addition, the impact of this exhibition is that it communicates to society how a sustainable society can be realized by using things wisely and for a longer time. So finally, I would like to share with the UMAC members our vision for the future of this project. We hope that the theme of this project, 100 aspects of orchids, will continuously develop in different variations. We aspire to plan cooperative exhibitions by collaborating with the collections of other universities. We will be pleased if other university museums and professionals of UMAC will find interest in this project. That's all for my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Ayumi. Great, great. Wow. We see the photos, but there's nothing like somebody who went through the whole process, took the decisions and so on, explains it to us. Akiko.
Yes, it was a beautiful exhibition and a project combining science and humanities, a cross-disciplinary project, and combining like cultural history, art history, science, natural history, and also to mention is Intermediathèque is one of the most successful university museums in Tokyo, located outside of the campus, doing collaboration with the Japan Post, and it's located right in front of the Tokyo station. And I'm sure that we've attracted a lot of people, opening to a wide range of audience.
Akiko, if I may interrupt you there, it's one of the most incredible experiences for me, to enter the Intermediathèque. We were there in 2019 at the end of the ICOM General Conference, and then also UMAC Conference, and then we went to Tokyo for a few days, and we visited in the offsite. I think I don't remember when it was, in what context, or if it was me alone. I went there with Sébastien Soubirant. I remember we were together, but I don't know if there were more people. Anyway, what I wanted to say is the incredible experience of a Westerner, a Portuguese, completely lost in the metro of Tokyo. And so then the station, and then the streets, and then everything, unfamiliar. And you're entering a station, kind of a big building. But after you pass some stairs, you see this jewel, with lots of people passing, millions of people passing, I suppose, during the year, certainly. But, people passing, some people entering, some people coming out. And there it is, the most incredible jewel, incredible design, very good taste, with a heart, and the most beautiful university collections, which I've seen elsewhere, of course, the same type of herbaria, the same type of zoology specimens, scientific instruments. But there, they were in the middle of a busy building, which is absolutely extraordinary. So I invite, independently of the orchids blossom, I invite everyone who goes to Japan, or Japanese themselves, because if next time you are in the train station or in the building of the Japan Post, enter the Intermediathèque, because it's a absolutely unique experience.
You find a chamber of curiosities in a renewed form. So, should I ask a question, or Marta, if you have a question?
I do. I have some questions about. I can do that. Okay, so one of the things. I have two questions basically. One has to do. We have all tried, in our university museums, in different circumstances, COVID, pre-COVID, during COVID, to do art and science exhibitions, which I think you do very well at the Intermediathèque. So maybe you can share a little bit about the challenges of putting side by side art and science. In other words, and to be concrete, of course, the orchids are beautiful. The specimens from the herbarium are beautiful. There's always going to be, as long as the person is sensitive, some immediate connection from an aesthetical point of view. But how do you grab the people that are just having an aesthetical experience and go deeper into the research value, the scientific value of those specimens? Because that's, I think, the difficult part, the challenging part of doing an art and science exhibition. Can you share your view about that, Ayumi?
Yes, that's a very important point to plan the exhibitions or research project in the university museums. So this is my personal comment, but I think the most important role of the exhibition, especially to the public, is the create something introductory information or introductory experience for the people to be interested in the scientific specimens or scientific research in the university. And so that's why the exhibition can be restricted to enter the deeper knowledge or something like that. But the important thing for the exhibition is to show how wonderful the scientific specimens world is. So in this Orchids Blossom project, we published tie-in publication. In the publication, we prepared a long long text each items. So as you know, we don't have so long text in the exhibition gallery because people don't read the text in the gallery so long. For so long time. But the advantage of the publication, the people can read the text or see the photos according to their free time, or so they can enjoy more longer the text or photos of the scientific specimens. So I think the publication can help to offer the deeper scientific knowledge to the people.
Yes.
The balance is important, I think.
Thank you. That's very true.
And did you do a digital version of your catalog, or?
So in this project, fortunately, we could find a partner publisher. That's why we published 3,000 copies. It's totally large numbers compared to the usual our publications. We usually publish 200 or 300 copies. Yes, under our own publication. So this time we are so lucky to could find the publishing partner. That's why the people can get the printed version of copies through the Amazon or the various bookshops in Japan.
Fantastic. So it's distributed all over. Very good. Very good. That's genius. Because one of the things we do often, we don't know how to distribute. We know how to do beautiful catalogs, but often they are stacked in piles in our attics and basements and offices because we don't have, an easy way of distributing them. And so that was very good, the idea of contracts with the publisher and so on. The second question I had was about the invitation you had at the end. It appeared to me that you were inviting other university museums and collections to get in touch, collaborate. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Oh, yes. As I mentioned, the orchid found in the wide range locations in the world. So I think many universities have collections on orchids.
Definitely.
Yes. So it would be nicer to combine our collections and the other university museum collections. I think it can be. I think we can find a new something new on the orchids blossom, such kind of collaboration. So that's why I aspire to find the collaborators. Yes, through the UMAC communities.
So, UMAC community, UMAC members and interested people in university museums, get in touch with Ayumi. Okay.
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah, please do. There's all the links to the museum here, and also the, you can get in touch with the Intermediathèque and so on. Akiko, any more questions? Because I have still one more.
Okay, just a short question. What was the difficulty you found in this project the most?
So in the Orchid Blossom project, we prepared the exhibition under the so strictly the yes, we had a restriction of movement
during the pandemic.
Yes, yes, due to the pandemic.
Yes.
Because so the university had a rule to do not enter the other faculty department buildings at that time. So it such kind of difficulty was the first for me. So yes, it was a little bit. So I was so nervous at that time.
Of course.
Yes, and so in the Orchid Blossom project, we research. We researched the. Firstly, we researched the botanical illustrations, and after that, we means I and the botanist of our university museum research the botanical specimens for the orchid blossoms, orchid blossom project, and we try to find more about the cultural history. So it was difficult but so exciting for me. Because I was so happy to find the plant pots in the tool shed at the botanical gardens. It was so decorative and beautiful one, but anyone knows about that.
Those pots are incredible. Those pots are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so
it's also an interesting. Sorry. Go on.
So I mean, the wider perspective is so interesting but difficult.
Yeah. Because that's also one of the things I find amazing about your project, and you explained it clearly, is that you bring into light objects, collections, artifacts that have been normally out of sight of the normal public. And especially botanical collections, not so much true of zoology collections and other natural history. Usually there's exhibitions and so on, but botanical, because they are so fragile, so vulnerable, they are barrier specimens, susceptible to light, and there are conservation issues, there are handling issues, because, when there's old specimens, they have this fragility, and often they are not on display. So this exhibition also has that incredible dimension of bringing visible what is invisible usually. And that's a way also of, making public the role of university, because people are not aware of that. And just the fact that you bring them to light, it's something very, very important, even for a short period, because we understand can only be for a short period, because people understand that for conservation reasons, stuff cannot be, out there all the time.
Yes.
So that's a
and
very
we
important
change
dimension.
once during
You
the
rotate,
exhibition.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Because we have a responsibility, we as museums, to preserve.
That's right.
That's the most important. Sometimes people don't understand this, but that's the most important function in a way, because if we don't preserve, the generations of the future will not be able to see, so that's our most important dimension.
Yes.
And if we explain it to visitors, they understand, because they also have photographs at home that became, color. They were color, but then became all yellow because of the light. So people have experience about this. So I love that in your project. Very, very good. Well, we're reaching the end of our conversation and your presentation, which was very clear and very good. And just one final, very short question. What is the main project now at the Intermediathèque? What are you doing?
Also, I'm now doing the medical history. On the medical history exhibition, we will open the exhibition the next Tuesday.
Wow.
The title is The Faces of German Medicine, because Japan has introduced the German medicine in the early days of the modern society, in the early days of university. So we focus on how and why.
Interesting. It was transferred. So circulation of knowledge, adaptation of practices, and so on, from Germany to Japan. Oh, that's very interesting. I wish I could go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also a good experience for me to know more about the university history through our collection, scientific specimens.
Absolutely. Well, I wish you the best for that project, and maybe you can apply again to the UMAC Award next year, because medical collections are really difficult. They are really difficult to explore and to exhibit to the public. Some of their artifacts are complicated, they kind of. But anyway, so I wish you the best, to you and your team. Congratulations for the orchids blossom, and I hope it continues to have these, international blossoms, international blossoms, collaborations. And I hope to see you soon, Akiko.
Okay. Thank you very much for a wonderful session. And so this will close this episode. But there's another session coming up on 13th September.
Next Tuesday.
Yes, 2 o'clock in the afternoon for Lisbon time, 8 o'clock in the morning, Bogotá time. And we'll be hearing from Museo de Arte Contemporáneo de Bogotá.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, we're going to South America now. I love my job. Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you also to everyone watching on YouTube. Thank you, Akiko. Thank you, Ayumi. And thank you for our viewers on YouTube. See you next time.